Hi, and welcome to the Super Sprouts video series from Hershey Gardens. I'm Sydney.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Lindsay. Let's get started.
Welcome to our hoop house and student garden, where students throughout the growing season plant fruits and vegetables in which we harvest throughout the growing season. I'm here with Ruth Chambers. She's our horticulturalist, and today we're talking about tomatoes.
There are a lot of different types of tomatoes that come in different colors, shapes, and sizes. So here at the Hershey Gardens, we have tomatoes that come in purple, green, not just red tomatoes. So there are indeterminate and determinate tomatoes. So indeterminate tomatoes, they will grow on and on throughout the season, and they will keep producing fruit until the first frost. Whereas determinate tomatoes, they'll grow to a certain height and they will produce all their fruit at once, and then they'll start to die back. Some of its leaves towards the bottom of the plant are touching the ground, and that can cause a couple different problems. Pests could be more attracted to that plant, which could be bad. So it's really important to get all of those stems pruned off of this plant. You will produce much healthier and bigger tomatoes if you just keep one main big stem. In between that Y shape, you'll find these little branches coming right out of it. So these are called suckers, and those are really important to get off throughout the season. It will increase air circulation and the overall health of the plant. And you can even save them to make a new plant. You're gonna wanna stop pruning directly underneath that first bunch of flowers. This is an example of a sucker that we just pruned. And then you're just planting it directly in some soil. By doing that, it will produce its own roots and it will grow into its own individual plant. You're gonna wanna do this early on in the season, especially if you are in a colder climate, so that way it produces tomatoes by the end of the season. You wanna make sure that when you transplant it into the soil, that the soil goes all the way up, maybe 2 inches up the main stem of the plant, and that is so that it has the chance to grow more roots out from this part of its stem.
So as you dig your hole, I'm going to cradle our tomato plant. I'm going to put the stem between my 2 fingers and hold my hand across the breadth as much as I can of the soil line. Tip the pot over.
Yep, awesome. And you can go ahead and put it in there. Beautiful. Okay, and so we want to make sure that the soil that we fill in this hole with goes all the way up to this part of the tomato plant. Okay. So prune off those stems right now.
Okay. Do I need to go any higher?
We're okay. Let's see if that one ends up touching the ground.
Put our tag back in so we know what variety we have.
All right. That looks great.
Ruth, there's so many different ways in which you can stake and cage a tomato. What do you think is the best way?
The bigger the plant, the more support it will end up needing. And if you are using a stake, make sure the stake is in the ground close to the base of the main stem of the plant. And you want to make sure that you tie the main stem to the stake. You can either use twine or even this Velcro strap that you find at a garden store. As long as your plant is supported, that is all that matters. However, if your plant is indeterminate and it will grow into a plant that grows large tomatoes, the cage will provide a lot more support than a simple stake would do.
One of the things you can do is you can save your own tomato seeds. So you're gonna cut your tomato. You could do it in half, or you could do it in fourths. You can see all those beautiful seeds inside that tomato, and that's what we want to save. You'll need a glass jar, and you're basically going to just squeeze those seeds out. You can use small jars, large jars, it's completely up to you. The important part is that the seeds have been fermented in their own juice for a couple days. That jar will form a film on the top. You'll see the seeds start to separate within the liquid. Anything that's at the top are things you want to discard, and then it's ready to filter and wash these seeds, because there's still some tomato flesh that got dropped in there. You don't need that. You really just want the seeds. See, the water is gradually getting clearer and clearer. Those seeds are becoming more and more in focus. The seeds that you want to save will be the seeds that drop to the bottom. Got most of the water out. I like to use parchment paper to dump my rinse tomato seeds out on, as the seeds won't stick to the parchment paper. Spread them out, the water will evaporate. And when they're completely dry, you can pack them in a seed envelope. Here I have an envelope of seeds that I have saved, and you can see they're dry, they're hard, they're a little whitish, almost even a little fuzzy. Tomato seeds can be saved for up to 5 years if stored in a cool, dry place.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed learning more about our gardening tips and tricks.
This project is made possible by the U.S. Institute of Museum and Library Services.
For more information about Hershey Gardens or to plan your next visit, you can visit us at HersheyGardens.org.